Dirty Truth Tellers.
I now pronounce you man and wife, wife and man, man and man, wife and wife, human and a doll, however you choose to love.
Rhymes concerto.
Will and Jada said marriage can't be a prison. They're not willing to hide their feelings. Will and Jada started to feel like they were trapped in their marriage, in their mansion. She's dealing with entanglement while he's crying on the red table about commitment. They said I do. See, they've got a large house, a beach, and a red table, and money in the bank, and they still can't make that marriage work or give each other a break. Now Epstein and Hassan, we ain't got no money, no beach house or red table. We got a YouTube show that you can listen to on cable. See, for us, Ma is hot, monogamy is sexy. Monogamy is what we choose to do. That's the reason. Monogamy is hot. Monogamy is sexy. That's what we choose to do in our marriage. Monogamy is oh so hot. Having the same partner every single motherfucking day. Day in and day out.
So hot.
So hot.
So
sexy. The same motherfucker every single day.
I seen the same
Every
titties for 35 years.
I see the same cock every single day.
The same black ass for 35 years.
I seen the same Jewish face taking place.
35 years
hot.
of
Monogamy
circumcised
is
cock.
sexy.
35 years of circumcised cock. Can't turn off the clock. Oh, I mean, Hassan, I wasn't even planning on jumping in.
I know. What did you just do?
When you started talking about monogamy being hot,
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
you know,
I said mahogany the first time. I don't know if you heard it. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Sometimes you're in jazz because sometimes you like to mess with the words. One thing I've noticed about you is like when you're expecting a rhyme, it won't rhyme.
It won't rhyme, and then when you don't expect the
you're
rhyme,
kind of like
it does
an
rhyme.
avant-garde jazz.
Yes,
you know,
yes,
kind of
yes.
the music that like 9 people around the world love.
Yes, that's okay. I got my 9.
So here we are, Hassan. Wow,
right.
monogamy is hot. Monogamy is
It's
sexy.
sexy, yes.
Monogamy. Just imagine how many times. I don't know what 35 times 365 is, but that's how many times I have seen Hassan naked. That's how many times I've seen her naked.
Yeah.
And each
Naked
time,
and aging, everyone.
each time, the aging doesn't even matter anymore. The aging is now hot. Everything is hot because to us, monogamy is hot. To Will and
Sexy.
Jada,
Not
marriage
so
can be a
much.
prison because they don't think it's hot. So we're going to take a look at this tonight, Hassan. That's
Yes.
what the show is going to be about.
That's
we're
right.
We're going to be taking a look.
Being honest about what works for you in a relationship.
See, a lot of couples aren't willing to go on and talk about this, but how you handle sex is a big part of marriage.
Wow.
You know, let's not take this away. And a lot of couples feel imprisoned. Will and Jada, you know, they're imprisoned by their marriage.
Yeah, and they live in they got a big ass mansion, all right?
It's not the big ass mansion, it's the same big ass coochie that you've seen 35 years worth. That's what the big thing is. It's not the size of the house, it's not even the size of it's the sameness. That's what it is. Like to Will Smith going down on Jada Pinkett for 35 years. I don't know, they're not married 35 years, but however many years.
Right.
It's like, even if your favorite food, let's say you love lobster. If you eat lobster every day for, let's say, 20, 27 years, then one night a hot dog from a greasy, saffron hot dog with some sauerkraut and some Gouldens brown mustard will get your dick hard. But you can't do it because you're in a commitment. So we're going to take a look.
If you've made that decision.
Right, if that's your decision. That's what we're going to take a look at tonight. So Hassan, we're going to do it as always. We're going to begin with the news. So play our news theme.
He's pretty loose tonight.
So far, she's loves the
That's right.
Good evening. We're Epstein and Hassan, the dirty truth tellers.
Hey.
And this is the news.
Yes.
Put on my newsman glasses.
Please do.
So tonight, we're going to be dealing with a culture issue, as this is a culture at the computer type of show. And what we're looking at is sex and marriage. Sex in marriage, sex and marriage, sex and marriage.
Yep.
So we're going to begin with an article that we took from a very reliable source, the same reliable source that we
We
seem to
always
use
do
all the time. The NewYorkPost.com.
.com.
So Will Smith, big-time star, major star, is addressing his long-standing rumor. And he's not his long-standing. Let me start again.
Yes.
Can
you please?
Screwed it up.
Do we need the theme again?
No, I'll go straight. The theme is what throws me.
Oh, we're going to run time tonight, ladies and gentlemen.
Will Smith is addressing the long-standing rumor that he and his wife, Jada Pinkett Smith, have an open marriage. Jada never believed in conventional marriage, according to Will.
That's right.
Jada's had family members that have had unconventional relationships. So she grew up in a way that was very different than how I grew up, Smith explained to the New York Post. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air star explained that his relationship with Pinkett, she's 50, started out monogamous. Interesting. But has evolved throughout their decade-long marriage. While Smith said he doesn't suggest our road for everyone, their open setup has been crucial to the longevity of his partnership with the Red Table Talk star, whose entanglement, I like the way you put that in the song, the entanglement, the red thing.
Yeah. She didn't say she had an affair, it was an entanglement.
I never even heard of the Red Table Talk and her entanglement. Well, she was entangled with singer August Alsina. Is that a woman or a man?
Man.
Okay. And that came to light in 2020. The experiences, the freedom that we have given one another, and the unconditional support, this, to Will Smith, is the highest definition of love. This is the highest. There is no higher. If you have a marriage and you're open with each other and you want to fuck other people and it's cool with each of you, to Will, there is nothing higher than that.
Well, he's also acknowledged that he's had extra affairs. But here's the thing about...
Extra affairs?
Affairs.
No.
Here's the thing about August. August is a younger man, and he was having emotional, mental problems. So Will, he's a friend of their son, Jaden. So they brought him in the house.
So Will Smith's wife is fucking his son's friend.
Yes.
And that is the highest, I want to repeat that, that is the highest form of love possible. And I'm not disputing that. I'm a newsman.
Yeah,
okay? I should have said that with my glasses on.
You should have,
Let me repeat that. As
Please.
a newsman, look right into the camera.
Okay.
Even though Will Smith has a wife named Jada Pinkett Smith, and she is fucking his son's friend, there is nothing higher than that. Nothing. He also said marriage should not feel like a prison. So Hassan, we could talk about this for a couple of seconds now before we go on to our next marriage.
Yeah.
You know, I'm not here to judge other people's marriages. If Will and Jada are happy in their marriage, first of all, that's what counts.
Absolutely.
And I will say that they agreed to do this because Will says at the beginning that was monogamous, and it seems like from day one Jada wanted to hump other guys, you know, and you know, I don't know why that is. I'm not, you know, I don't know. Maybe the Prince of Bel Air is you know,
Not good.
more of a princess of Bel Air.
Yeah,
I'm not
we
making
don't
any
know. No, we don't know.
allegation. I'm not saying he's a gay man. I'm
No.
not saying he's bisexual. I have no interest in any of that. I'm just saying that they were honest with each other and they decided to hump other people.
It seems like Jada, I remember reading that she didn't want a traditional marriage. However, she was pregnant. And let's not forget who he was at that time.
He's a huge star.
He's a huge
and
star.
he still is a huge star.
Yeah, so he had to have, he is the traditional, he had to have the traditional marriage. She should have never done it if
Well,
that
look.
wasn't what she wanted.
Every couple has to make their own decisions. When we got married 35 years ago, you know, the thought of monogamy to me at that time, I didn't know if I could handle it. You know, I didn't know because, as Will said, you don't want your marriage to feel like a prison.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to some people, the fact that you can't, let's say, have an occasional corned beef sandwich instead of the lobster that you're eating for 35 years, that doesn't work. Now, you totally told me from day one that you were into monogamy.
Yes.
You know, so I at first I didn't know if I could do it. Now I'm 35 years into it, and I'm here to say, like we said at the beginning, that to us monogamy is basically, it's the ultimate form of bondage.
See, I was really honest with him.
She
I was
wanted
very
bondage.
clear.
She wanted a man.
I was very clear what I wanted, and I said, if this doesn't work for you, don't be here. Don't be here. And I think with Will and Jada, what happened was Jada had one mindset, Will had another, and she tried to adapt, and it made her fucking miserable. It made her absolutely miserable.
Now, here's my point. I believe that monogamy, if you're kinky, you can use it to your benefit by convincing yourself that you're in a bondage relationship. Because Will is saying that
He doesn't want to feel like
he doesn't want to be in prison.
Right.
But what if you do want to feel like you're in prison? What
Right.
if you do? Like,
Well,
what
then
if you
that
want to
can
feel
work
in
for you.
prison? If that
Yeah.
works for you, so you say to yourself, like, you know, I'm going, all right, I don't have to.
I have to
but
look at the same motherfucker
person.
every single day.
So why don't I just imagine that the reason that I'm doing that is that she is a prison guard.
Yes.
That she guards these balls. She
That's right.
guards this amazing
That's
Jewish love missile.
That's right.
From going into places.
24/7, I'm
She's
guarding it.
guarding it
That's
like
right.
with a laser type
Laser
attention on.
motherfucker, yeah.
She doesn't want this Jewish missile to somehow make a move and
No
end up
moves
in the wrong
nowhere.
and give this old Jew a moment of glory. No,
never giving him
never
joy.
a moment of glory.
Never.
So you have to
Please.
figure this shit out.
If you
Now,
wanted joy, you should have went to
if
somebody
you want
else.
joy, right? Exactly.
You
Now,
don't come
know,
to me if you want
There
joy.
are many allegations against, not allegations, many rumors about Will and Jada to begin with, whether or not that they're.
Well, we don't know about that. We're not, and that doesn't matter. That see, I think you're
I'm a
going off
newsman,
course. Yeah,
no.
but none of that matters. What we're talking about is choice.
Right.
That when they started out having monogamy, and what they recognized was it didn't work. So they had to change the structure of their marriage.
And you know, the one thing we will say, because we're not judging anybody's marriage. That's a thing we're not judging. They didn't cheat. See, cheating is the thing that's not good.
Well, if you have sex with your son's friend, now see, you didn't let me finish the story, but this young guy was having emotional and health issues. So Jada and Will took him in kind of like as guardians. And because her and Will was going through shit, she ended up fucking having a relationship with this dude. So then, you know, this guy...
How old is this kid?
I don't know.
Is he over 18?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So what happened was this dude fell in love with her, and she goes, well, you know, I'm sorry, I'm going back to Will.
the kid probably doesn't have $100 million in the bank.
Nah,
so even
no,
though
he
that
doesn't.
younger
No.
penis was
It
like,
meant nothing.
you know.
No.
So, let's cover another story.
Okay.
And we're, by the way, tonight, because this is October and we're getting closer to February, Black History Month, the couples that we're covering are black, right? 'Cause
Yes,
Will and
yes.
Jada are black, and we're
Yes,
now going to cover
yes.
another black.
Okay, that makes no sense,
as
but we'll go
as
for
a
it.
preview to the upcoming Black History Month, like 4 or 5 months from
Yes, yes. Okay. So, many of you have heard of Monique. She's a phenomenal, funny-ass comedian. Well, in November of 2015, Monique opened up about her open relationship with her husband, Sidney Hicks, saying that the couple should be honest about their sexual attraction to other people and maybe even give each other a free pass to cheat.
now.
A lot
What
of
is this,
people...
Monopoly? You get at it,
Yeah,
free
yeah.
card, go past go.
Yes, a lot of people have asked, what does that mean? Initially, when I asked for it, it was because I wanted to continue to see the gentleman that I was seeing and feel comfortable telling my best friend, who Monique says was her husband, is her best friend.
So she was fucking a guy when she married. What's the guy's name? Sidney Hicks?
Yes, yes.
So when she married Mr. Hicks, she was already fucking another guy.
It sounds like that.
Okay.
Yeah. So when I sat down and said this is what I initially want, it was because I wanted to still have sex with who I was seeing and didn't want to be where I was keeping anything from my best friend. Now, I respect her for that honesty. No, she said to him, look, you are my main dude, but if I get the thought or the feeling or the desire to want to go out and have sex with someone else, I want to be able to put that on the table ahead of time and tell you. Okay? That's how it initially started, and when I tell you the conversations that we had, it has taken me to a different place where I'm not only even thinking of another man sexually, but still open to it. Now, she told True Exclusives, when you're with your best friend, and she says she is her husband, I'm having these feelings about this person sexually, and I want to share it with you. What is it about that person that you find that you want to sleep with them? Because they may give you something that I'm simply not willing to do. And if that's the case, how can I be mad? Because I'm not going to do it. Should I deprive you of not having it? Now, I did see an interview when he said to her, Sidney, her husband, okay, then this worked both ways. You can go out and get you a dude when you feel like it. I can get me a woman. And she went, no, I'm not saying that. But they had to even work that out.
Well, I think you're going to have to work that out. I mean, I know Monique is, a big star, but you can't. If you're going to tell your husband to his face, your best friend, like, I'm going to fuck other people when that feeling comes to me, but you can't. That is called a different kind of marriage. That's called a dominant submissive marriage.
Now, maybe that's what she wanted initially.
Maybe she should have, and we're not saying that's wrong. Whatever you like. That's our whole point.
Yeah.
I guess our whole point is this. As long as you're not cheating, because cheating is a betrayal. It's a lie. That's what makes cheating wrong.
Right.
Look, not everybody has the unbelievable discipline and self-control of me, for example. Like a man like this, a man like me, well, I'm sure many of the women and men watching this YouTube would think, wow, I've always wanted a Jew, and Epstein, especially now that he cut his hair off, it's almost like, he's like, oh, like, look at, as I see myself, I want sex with me.
That's just that hot.
So, but I stay disciplined.
Yes,
that's why I
yes.
meditate. That's why I practice Qigong.
Yes.
I do all these things
Yes.
so that my concentration and my focus
It's just on
and my
me.
commitment to you is always the same.
Yeah.
And that's very powerful. Other couples, they don't want to do it.
Well, you got to be honest with your couple and with your partner. And that's the thing, that couples don't always tell the truth. And what happens is you have this fantasy in the back of your mind, right? And you've been with this person for a certain amount of time, and all of a sudden, you go away on vacation, and it's like, oh shit, I'm going to do this shit now. And see, here's the thing. You get a new partner, they have a suitcase full of life history. So nobody's coming into your life without a family, past relationships, past bullshit. So once you get over the novelty of the newness, you still got to deal with somebody in their shit. So you got to be honest.
Well,
You
a
have
lot of couples back in the 70s and the 80s tried to do like group sex,
Right,
where they had
right.
sex together in a group
Right.
setting. There was Plato's Retreat, which
Right.
I went to. Not it was before I knew you.
Yes,
Actually,
yes.
I did that more as a newsman, just to see the news,
Yes.
basically to see what was
Yeah,
going on.
yeah.
And that didn't work out too well for too many people. You know?
No.
Of course, AIDS and herpes came along
Yes,
pretty
yes,
hardcore,
yes,
and
yes.
that kind of wiped that out.
Yes.
I'm sure there's still group sex going on.
Of course there
Couples
is.
going together.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. Like you're my best friend, you know,
Yes,
and
yes. See,
now you're
that's all
supposed to wait.
bullshit.
Hang on a second. Hang on.
No.
Don't change the subject. I just said you're my best friend, and what you were supposed to say is, and you're my best friend. But you.
Oh, please.
Wow. Okay. Go ahead. The king.
No, you know I'm your best
No,
friend.
but you needed to say it. They
Okay,
don't know.
Okay,
She can't even say it. Do
My
you believe
best
this?
friend. He is my best friend. The best friend in the world. What
Thank
were you
you.
going to say?
I don't even know what I was
What are
going
you
to
gonna say?
No, I don't know what I was going to say.
But I do know this. If we broke up, you hear couples say we broke up and we're better friends than ever. I don't think that would happen with us.
Now, before we move along, though, I do want to bring, this is our son. Many of you have met him. We've had him on the show. He's all the time now. He has friends. And,
Yes.
for example, bring over his friend. This is his best friend.
Otis.
So now, Will Smith, so Jada had sex with Will Smith's son.
Best friend.
Best friend. So that would be like you had sex
With like him.
with these guys.
Yeah, so,
Because
yeah,
this is my son,
yeah.
and this is who he hangs out
Okay,
with.
yeah.
And you know something?
No. Otis is your friend. Let's say this is Buddy's son, right? This is the son. Okay.
No, but that makes no sense.
Okay.
Will Smith's son,
Right.
his best friend,
Okay.
had sex with Jada.
He wanted to come on.
So this would be who you would have sex with.
Okay.
And you haven't had sex, with, as far as I know, with an old black man in a really long time.
No, I haven't.
So, I mean,
Yeah.
if you want to have sex with him, I'm open. You can do
Okay,
it, all right?
okay, all right.
So,
Okay. So all we're saying is.
what are we saying?
All we're saying is this: whatever relationship you have, whoever you're with, be honest and tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
Just tell the truth.
Tell the truth.
You know,
there's
if
no
you
guarantee.
don't want monogamy, then don't go for it.
There's no guarantee. You never know what's going to work for you.
That's right.
Now, we've talked about this because now we're getting older. One of us could drop dead. Now, if
Any
one of us
second.
drops dead, and he could die right on the air right now,
That's right.
which would
that
probably
would be so
great.
great.
for
Oh
you.
my God.
Yeah, that would be really great. But I have a feeling like we may be one of these couples that dies the same day. Like I have a friend whose parents died the same day, and that's kind of romantic. Because we were trying to decide, since we've been together for so many years, how long should we wait if one of us dropped dead? And she's telling me she felt like 5-6 years. I'm like, 5 or 6 years. The minute you're in the ground, after 30, you couldn't blame me. The minute you're in the ground.
The minute?
Well,
I'm not going in the ground.
Oh, whatever.
I'm not going in the ground.
So anyway, we hope that you enjoyed Monogamy.
Yes.
That's going to be a show when we go back live. Monogamy is hot. What was it? What would we say?
Monogamy is hot. Monogamy is sexy.
That's going to be something
Yes,
new.
yes.
And now stick around, because for those of you who read our book, and if you haven't read our book, please purchase it. It's on Amazon. You can buy it as a what do you call it? As an ebook.
Ebook, yes.
But here's the good news. Because we could soon be starting to perform live again,
Yay, we hope so.
and we're gonna have shows.
Yay.
We're gonna make hard copies of our book as
Yes,
well, and
yes.
it's called "What You Can and Cannot Say During Interracial Sex." And we interviewed our co-author who did all the illustrations.
Yes.
And check out this interview with Marianne Petit.
Yay.
And then after that interview, stick around for the Jackies.
That's right.
So good evening, everyone, and welcome. We're Epstein and Hassan, the Dirty Truth Tellers, and we are unbelievably excited tonight,
Yes,
Hassan.
we are.
I don't
Yeah.
want to speak for you, but
You can speak for
I
me.
will always speak for
Yeah,
you, and
yeah.
that's part of when you marry someone for 35 years, you get a right to speak for them.
I hate it, but he does do it. I hate it.
So the reason we're so excited, Hassan, is that tonight we have an unbelievable guest. This is our third interview, and tonight our guest is the unbelievable. Why don't you introduce her?
She is an extremely close friend to me. I've known her for many, many years.
She's a professor.
Yes.
She's a writer.
An artist.
She's an artist. She's a cat lady.
Yes.
She's all these things.
She's this loving sister.
Loving sister.
Loving partner.
Cat lover.
Yes, yes. The wonderful.
Oh, and most importantly, the most important thing she's ever done in her life, from what she told me, is that she illustrated our book, What You Can and Cannot Say During Interracial Sex.
Please welcome Marianne Petit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you make me cry. It's so beautiful to see the two of you. I don't remember. I mean, I do remember the last time I saw you in person. It's just like a lifetime ago.
It was
Epstein,
right before COVID, right? It was like the book was right around COVID.
Yeah.
Like the last. So right around then.
Well, because I've been watching your shows and I see a marked change in your appearance. Someone has cut his hair.
Yes, well, that's because of you, Marianne. I did because of you, because you're like the only real professor that we know. Like you're.
I thought you were sending me a sign that I had to redraw the whole book to.
Well, that's what. No, that was the next
Golden
thing.
Lock.
No. We couldn't do that.
You're like a professor.
We might add to the book, but we couldn't go through that again.
You're like a serious guest. Our first guest was.
No, I've been nervous because your last two guests have been amazing. They've just been so interesting and kind and wonderful and just such extraordinary people that I was a little nervous.
Don't worry about it. We make everybody look good. Without us, they wouldn't have been that good.
No.
They wouldn't have been that
And the thing is, a lot of times people ask, well, I'm not funny. It's not about being funny. It's really about sharing your life.
Well, as Tyler was our last guest, Tyler West, and he's a clown, and he was saying, "I don't have to be funny." So you certainly don't have to be funny.
Yeah.
Although you,
sometimes I'm funny, but I don't intend to be. It's like, why is everyone laughing?
No, you're very funny.
My life.
In my opinion, you're very funny.
Yeah. You're Scorpio, so it's that bitter shit that's in you.
I'm not only a Scorpio, I'm a Scorpio dragon, according to Chinese astrology. So I'm like among the scariest people on the planet.
I'm a dragon too.
So since you have a really great visual, you're an artist, you're a visual artist. So do I look better with my hair long or short, in your opinion?
Well, I think you look really good with short hair just because we can see your whole face and all your features,
very nice
etc.
You're saying it's
you asked her to give you a compliment. Okay,
yeah.
Let her do
that said, I was impressed with your ability to grow locks because many men of a certain age can't necessarily grow their hair like that. So
that's one of my great skills. I'm not, for a man my age, I'm good in a number of things. It's not that I'm really good.
Yeah, but just
for my age.
Yes.
At my age, I am pretty
age.
good.
Yes.
For my age.
Yes.
Chemical free.
Yeah.
Still can do it.
Yeah.
Still a happy woman. 35 years.
Is that true, Naima?
Yes. Every time I'm shocked, like, wow. When you get our age, you're always shocked, like, damn, okay.
First of all, we're shocked that we lived through it.
Yes.
Because one of us could have a heart attack or, there's a hip hop song now that this woman brags that when you have sex with her, you have to bring her asthma pump because, I have my asthma pump when I have sex with Hassan, but that's because I have asthma. But she is
I do remember that. I do remember that from your book.
Yeah.
Her
coochie is so good. I forget her name, but she...
the lady says she sucks all the air out of guys. You listen to these hip hop lyrics and they're so funny, but they're so not politically correct at
definitely
all.
Not
but
correct.
It's just funny. Like he need an asthma pump. He huffing and he puffing. He need an asthma pump. I'm like, was she laying there fucking when she said, "Let me write this lyric down"?
Ooh, I got an idea for a good song. Hold on.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
since we have you here, where are you right now? Are you home? Or?
I'm at home, and you can see I'm in front of my glamorous kitchen. And when I first was Zooming, because last year I Zoomed entirely, I taught entirely online, and I had all these backgrounds I did because I wanted to do that or whatever. And then at a certain point, I was just like, the students were just, they were just zooming from so many different places. I thought I just gotta let it all hang out. And so like, that's my refrigerator, glamorous New York City living. Sometimes
look at ours. Look at ours.
You know, that also, you got to be careful. Don't do a Jeffrey Toobin and let it all hang out at the end of your Zoom.
Oh,
You got to be really
am I
careful.
still on?
How many people have been caught doing that? It's amazing. Like
Yeah.
people have at meetings at work, they're masturbating, you know, which is pretty interesting, but that's a whole other show.
Yes.
So Marianne, we want to get to you. You are a professor at NYU. Is this correct?
I
That is
am
impressive.
indeed.
And what do you profess?
What do I profess? Well, I teach in an interactive media program, and I teach both graduates and undergraduates. And so this semester, I'm teaching 3 different classes. One is an animation class, and another is one on, it's called Hyper Cinema. It's a foundation course. But the class I'm really excited about is a class called Stories of Illness, Graphic and Narrative Medicine. And, you know, I started a program in narrative medicine at Columbia before COVID happened, and then I did the whole program during COVID, which was amazing because it's a certificate program. It was online, but so many of my classmates were people who were really on the front lines of COVID and stuff. So it was really kind of amazing to be able to share that space with them and hear their stories. So this class I'm super excited about, and it's been nothing but like one guest speaker after another because it's entirely about expanding our knowledge base and expanding who our definition of the experts is and are. And so I just sit back and watch amazing people come to my class and tell their stories. And it's just been, and you know, a lot of artists who have disabilities, people who are ill, people who have, you know, are committed to destigmatizing mental illness or whatever it is through their creative practice. And, you know, they're doing like amazing artwork and just, and so, yeah, so that's my favorite new class.
Well, you are an amazing artist, and you've done books about illness.
That
was one of your own books that you did.
Yeah. When I had a hysterectomy, I thought, you know, because what happened was when I found out I had to have one, I had like my life very organized, and I was teaching in New York. I was going to teach in Shanghai. I had this other job, and I had to disclose to everyone because suddenly it was like in 3 weeks' time I was going to be, you know, just out of the picture for a little bit. And everyone was super supportive, but they would say things like, oh, I know someone who, or like that happened to me. And this very kind of specific tone. And I was like, you know, why are we using this tone? So I thought that was super interesting. And so then I just started documenting everything. And then I decided to make a book about it. And what happened was actually, no, step back. When I had the surgery, I woke up feeling amazing. And I don't know why. I think I was expecting to feel terrible, but I think it was the adrenaline and all of that. Like I ate 2 meals. I like walked right after I felt terrible a week later, but at that moment I felt great. So I posted a picture from the hospital and sort of like, fuck the patriarchy. And then all these women I knew posted in response, oh, that happened to me. And some of them were like, I'm 2 weeks ahead of you. That happened to me 3 months ago. And so it was really like, what are these stories that we don't tell? Because I've been reading their feeds and nobody had posted that they were going through this. And so then did a book of 17 people's stories. And what was nice is that, you know, when everyone sent me their stories, I didn't have any guidelines because I figured it's such a personal experience. People could really just tell their story however they wanted. But people also sent me photographs of their stitches, of their tumors. Like I just got an inbox full of like all this amazing stuff that people trusted me with. So that was fantastic. That was really, yeah.
Well,
and
you said something. One is shame.
Yeah.
And also because it's something that a woman deals with. It's you know, the myth about it is when that happens to you, you're dead.
Right.
You know, so it's the shame of it. I remember I took a workshop.
Oh, can we ask a question? It is not dead, though.
No, it's not dead.
It doesn't die.
No, her coochie
is not dead.
No, it doesn't die.
No, it was the best thing that ever happened to me.
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
The coochie is better than ever.
I feel that way also, Marianne, about menopause. It was like a gift of God. Yes. Here's the thing. I remember when I took a workshop, and it was for people who have dementia. And the teacher said something, just because you have dementia does not mean you don't have an imagination.
Ooh.
And I thought that was so powerful.
Yeah.
Because she was talking about the kinds of work a lot of times. She goes, you know, a lot artists would come in and like during Halloween, they tell these people to draw a pumpkin face. And she's like, you know, test their imagination. They might not know who you are. They still have an imagination.
Yeah.
But I wanted to ask you, what is the difference for you between teaching a grad student and undergrad?
Oh. Well, you know, that's complicated because I've also taught in different types of places. So, you know, so when you're teaching, let's say, students that come from a certain type of privilege, that's one thing. And then also when you're teaching students who come from different cultures that might, you know, have been very protected. And so they come much more without guile and without cynicism, right? So it varies a lot. I mean, I think with undergraduates, you know, they like doing the reading for starters, right? And I think also, you know, I mean, school is very expensive, and we can have a whole conversation about that, you know, and just what it means to go to university in this country and graduate with student loan debt, and then just how crippling that is for many, 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 many people. So I think that that's created an expectation that there has to be a return on investment. Right.
And Biden didn't really he claimed he was going to give big help to people with their student debt, and then he didn't do it, right? Is that correct?
That's
more or less correct. Yes. So she asked you the serious professor question, but that's why I'm here. So do you have any undergraduate students, since you've been a professor, have they ever hit on you? Like, have any students ever tried to, I know you have a
long time ago, but like, you know, now it's like, it's not even that I'm old enough to be their mothers. I'm older than all their mothers, you know? So like.
That doesn't stop us.
No. There's a certain level that women get to that it's only unless you're a specialty.
Specialty. First of all, she's a professor.
1 out of 4,000.
Trust me, there is a guy.
The world has changed a lot since when you and I were in college, and our professors would smoke pot with us and all this kind of stuff. No. These are all fireable offenses, right? And you know, there's a lot that so it's you know, so even
new world.
It's
Because I figure like you're a very attractive woman. I guarantee you there were some guys in your class that fantasize about you sexually. So I just wanted you to.
So you know, but like if you look back at like the music videos of our time, right, that were around these themes. So like one thing that like, have you ever seen like rewatch like Lionel Richie's Hello? Where he's like basically like a professor who's stalking a student with this like that is like a lawsuit, like a major lawsuit.
Well, okay. My main song was this is probably aging me. I know you don't know it. Gary Puckett in the Union Gap. Young girl, get out. I mean, how did they not know? This guy is saying, get away from me. You're way too young, girl. I'm like, okay. And the
police don't stand so close to me. That video is all about like teenage girls. Oh, and then like Van Halen's "Hot for Teacher." I mean, that is like child abuse. You watch these kids with them.
No one is doing a song. So you want the middle-aged woman, relaxed titties, come on. No one is doing that song.
No. Not happening.
Okay, so we have to stay on schedule. So we have a new segment that we're starting with you.
Yeah.
It's a segment. It's called "What Are You Reading?"
Yes.
And then we'll do what we are reading.
Yes.
Okay. So what is one book you're reading right now? Because you're a professor, we figure we make this more intellectual. So
can I say like we're on 2 books?
2 books.
2 books? Yeah. Okay.
So like we're on the NPR right now.
Yeah. So Sarah Jaffe's book, Work Won't Love You Back, I think is like a total must read for people. She's a labor journalist, so it's like really well researched, and she goes through all these industries: family, nonprofits, education, technology, sports. And she talks about the labor movements throughout it. And then she talks about just like capitalism and like neoliberalism and how we got into this sort of space now where we're all supposed to love what we do, but how much that like is based on hope labor and just like really like just horrible practices. So I think that that's a great book. And then the other one, and this is for another one, and Sarah Jaffe. And then the second one that I just finished, and it's for free, is called Academic Ableism, and by Ray Dolmage. And he released it for free as an open access book, and also and you can download it for free on Audible. And he talks about like universities and their history, like in eugenics, and then how that is like sort of like how that has moved throughout just how we function in universities, and just what the culture of accommodations and retrofits means, especially in the context of like a neoliberal university. And so it's super interesting book as well, because it's really speaking to just like the elitism and ableism that is intrinsic in our educational system, right? And so so that's another one. And it's not written in academic language. Like he very specifically says to make this book accessible, it's like written like regular, just a regular book.
Yes, I like that. Yes.
So here's Hassan. This is the book that she's reading.
Okay, I'm reading a very old book. It's about the National Black Theater and Dr. Barbara Ann Tier. And I studied there many, many years ago. And it's kind of like reading this book now. I really was very young and I really didn't understand what her mission was. But she was a Black American who was trained in theater. And what she realized is that the white theater that's out there will never, ever be able to express the life experience of Black African Americans, for the mere thing that the audience is sitting there waiting for you to entertain them. Her foundation comes from the Yoruba tradition and also the Pentecostal church, whereas the audience is inclusive in the experience of the work. And she wasn't coming from a dislike of white people or white America. It was more that being in this country, your self-esteem as a Black person was so low, it's almost built in the fabric that you have to reconstruct yourself. And I think it's really valuable for Epstein and I, because the work that we do is not in the traditional theater form. And if you're not aware of that, you can start to feel like, well, what I'm doing doesn't matter, or I'm not successful. And if you're not in the template of what American white theater is, that story that you're telling, even the formula of how you sit in the audience, all of that, her theater was very much community. If you were the lead, you still helped clean the bathrooms. So it gave you a sense of when you got out of there, you knew how to do everything.
Yeah.
White people, when we're the star of something, we don't want to clean the bathroom. That's a big white thing. That came from Europe. If you're the diva, you act like a star. And I know we have to watch I'll just say this really quickly, because this is what I'm reading. This is a book called Nobody's Left by the political cartoonist Mr. Fish, Dwayne Booth. It's a great book talking about what happened to all the radicals. And this guy used to draw.
You would like his stuff.
He used to draw for Truth Dig, but of course, Truth Dig, which was a leftist progressive online site, it was owned by a super rich woman who no longer wants to go against her own class. So Truth Dig kind of disappeared. So we have one final question.
I want to read both books.
Okay, these are fire questions. All right.
It's the lightning round. Right. Remember the lightning round? This is
potato chips or pretzels?
Pretzels.
Water or wine?
I'll have to say water, but during COVID, there was a lot of wine.
If there was such a thing as animals being into kinky sex, what would cats be into? Like if they were doing like, would a cat be? Well, I just want to give her an example. Like, S&M, would they be into golden showers? What do you think that?
I mean, I have a cat who's a total dominatrix.
I know your cat.
Yeah. So so it's not an if question. I have one. Like
You have one, right?
She does that. She really is into just dominating everyone, but in particular shaming her own species as well. And he, the little boy cat, you know, I think he really enjoys it because now you turn on the lights and you find them sleeping in the same bed together.
You see, this is the thing.
Okay, Munsters or the Addams Family?
Oh, that's a hard one because they both had, you know, there's Lily, but then there's Gomez, and then, you know, what was the daughter that they always said like, oh, she's so unattractive, but at least she's smart or whatever. Marilyn. Yeah. So, and then of course there's Wednesday. I don't know. I've got to say,
that was very political because she was blonde hair, blue eyes, and they always said she was ugly. That was very subtle.
And Hassan loves that. She loves that.
Very subtle.
But we predicted that you would be an Addams Family person because you're in our view, you're like an artsy, you know, I could see you more as that. But you know what?
But I'm trying to convince Mike that we should go as Herman and Lily as a Halloween costume.
Okay.
Wow. So well, who's going to be Herman?
I'm making him be Herman. I want the Lily dress and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
He can have the bolts in his neck.
Are you a day or a night person?
Oh, I think I used to be a day person, but you know, I suffer from terrible insomnia. I am very sleep challenged. So, you know, it's like at this point, it's whenever I'm awake is what it is.
Okay. So that was our interview with the the super talented and great. You know, we've told the story before. We tried to do many things during our career working with other people, and it was never the way it was with you.
It was phenomenal.
Best working. Well, I love you both so much, and I think what you do is so amazing and just so great. And
can you give your website? Because we really want people to see your work. Can you just put it in the
links
on the links also?
Oh, so yeah, it's marianneRPetit.com. Yes. But yeah, okay.
MarianneRPetit.com.
Thank you.
The great Marianne.
Love you.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's hear what the Jackies had to say about this college professor. I have a feeling they're going to have a few things to say.
Yes.
Thank you, Marianne.
Bye.
Bye.
Well, I just want to know, man, this whole human thing about monogamy and having a partner, we don't have to deal with that shit. Right?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay, monogamy. Did you just listen to the show?
I don't listen to that shit. They're humans. They make a big deal because they have sex with each other. I don't have a body. So let's say I want to crawl into some girl's ass.
You just crawl in.
I just go in. And I'm in there. She don't even know I'm in there.
No.
So her boyfriend doesn't know that she's cheating on him.
Yeah, do you go into guys' asses or just girls?
I mainly go into
girls.
we
go into any ass, man, except the offer.
I'll take it, all right. I go into guys' asses, I go into girls'
anybody's ass.
You know what I like, though? I like to go under their arms. I like to go under I like it in there. It's hairy.
Why?
You know, I don't know why.
It's hot, it's sweating.
I got a fetish.
It smells under there, man. No, they push you down in there. No. I like to go in their ear and fuck with them, man.
Plus, I heard that interview with Marianne.
Yeah, she's smart,
She's a professor.
Yeah.
Boy, she must have really needed work to work with those two.
Oh, my God. She worked with Epstein and Hassan.
She was able to deal with them.
It's amazing she didn't go into therapy.
She did go into therapy right after, I heard.
Oh, yeah.
She had to go into deep therapy after that, Jackie.
Okay.
We're the Jackies.
Yeah.
Fuck Niels.